Hello, my friend from Otaku to Anime Lover. Today is still the same. I'm still gonna use the last week team. I- Still previewing some movie because there's some kind of causes problem by my internet. So my other two video it's kind of plagiarism, but I don't streaming yet on YouTube. So this is the spare of my video. I'll use my best. And for today video for previewing this movie video, so let's begin quickly. Okay. For today I'm gonna preview some movie that has a similar to an anime called Parasite. For someone that watched Parasite, which means good, you're very kind of fan of anime like that. I mean, seriously, Parasite is kind of gross. I mean, seriously, what kind of arm that? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, so this movie called Venom. For someone new that watched Spider-Man 3, you already know Venom by, he is the antagonist of that movie. But this time, Venom is the hero, or should I say, the anti-hero of this own movie. So here's the summary. Check this out. While exploring space for new habitable worlds, a probe belonging to the bioengineering corporation Life Foundation discovered a comet covered in symbiotic life forms. The probe returns to Earth with 4 samples, but one escaped and caused the ship to crash in Malaysia. The Life Foundation recovers the other 3 and transport them to their research facility in San Francisco, where they discover that the symbiotes cannot survive without oxygen-breathing hosts, which often fatally reject the symbiosis. Investigative journalist Eddie Brock lives with his fiancée Annie Wenying, an alternate at the law firm representing the Life Foundation. While Wenying is sleeping, Brock logs on to her computer and learns about these human trials from a confidential document he finds after accessing her work email. Brock used the information to publicly confront Life Foundation CEO Carlton Drake about the trials, leading to both Brock and Wenyin being fired from their jobs. Consequently, Wenyin and their relationship. Wow, pretty sad for Eddie Brock. 6 months later, Drake's symbiote trials are closer to success. Thought one of his symbiotes dies due to carelessness, Brock is approached by Dora Skirt, one of the Drake's scientists who disagree with his method and wants to expose him. She helps Brock break into the research facility to search for evidence, and he learns that a acquaintance of his, a homeless woman named Maria, is one of the best subjects. Brock attempts to rescue Maria, but the symbiote possessing her transfers to his body without him realizing, leaving her dead. Brock escapes and soon begins displaying strange symptoms. He reached out to Wenying for help, and her new boyfriend, Dr. Dan Lewis, discovers the symbiote on examining Brock. Drake exposed Skirt to the remaining captive symbiote, which ultimately dies. This leaves the symbiote inside Brock as the only known surviving specimen. Drake sends mercenary to retrieve the symbiote from Brock's, but it manifests around his body as a monster creature that fights off the attacker. It later introduced itself to Brock as Venom. and explains that the comet is searching for planets where the symbiote can possess and devour the inhabitants. Venom offers to spare Brock if he helps the symbiote achieve their goal, and Brock comes to enjoy the superhuman attributes that the symbiote imbues to him with. Brock breaks into his old workplace to turn in evidence of Drake's crime, but it's surrounded by SWAT officers and it's forced to transform to escape. Wei witnesses this transformation and takes Brock back to Louis' office, where they explain that the symbiote is slowly rotting Brock's internal organs. Brock notes that the symbiote has two weaknesses: high-pitched noise and fire. Although Venom claims that the organ damage can be prevented when you use an MRI machine to help Brock separate from the symbiote. Brock is then captured by the Drake's men. Meanwhile, the fourth symbiote, Riot, makes its way from Malaysia to San Francisco. By hoping for body-to-body, it bonds with Drake, who agreed to take Riot in a Life Foundation space probe to collect the rest of the symbiotes and bring them to Earth. Wen Ying recantly bonds with Venom so they can free Brock. When Brock and Venom are bonded again, they later state that he has been convinced to help protect the Earth from his kind through his interaction with Brock. With the pair attempt to stop Riot and Drake with Wen Yin's help, Venom damages the probe as it takes off, causing it to explode and kill both Riot and Drake. Wen Ying believes Brock is no longer bound to Venom after this, and that Venom also died in the explosion. However, the pair remain secretly bound and set out to protect San Francisco by killing criminals. Brock also returned to journalism, and in a mid-credit scene, he is invited to interview incarnated serial killer Cletus Cassidy, who promised carnage when he escaped. And that's it for the summary, or should I say this is a spoiler for Venom 2, or maybe. So for my commentary, I already watched this movie, and well, should I say it's very good. Well, like I said from the other video, like Aquaman I said, it has a very good humorous and a very good graphic for the last year. And should I say that was a pretty good for a Marvel studio production, because Venom is one of the most top villain that became a hero. I mean, seriously. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I also play Ultimate Spider-Man PlayStation 2, and when I finished the game, I became a Venom. And that Venom is the same Venom as I watched the movie. But in the Spider-Man 3, Venom is not the same as the Venom in the Venom movie, because he using the spider power. By the mean, the symbiote in Eddie Brock's power, right now in the movie of Venom, is kind of use the tentacle power, or should I say superhuman strength and superhuman tentacle, or anything that using tentacle or whatever. Okay, stop tentacling. Okay, or should I say this is pretty good. Marvel, keep it up. I see you. This is very good progress for a movie. And that's it for my video. If you want to give a like, just click down the like, or should you dislike, you can click down the button of dislike. And if you want to comment, just comment down below, and I'll see you in my next video of this third week, or should I say next week. See you and goodbye.